Hello everyone, my name is Ajay. So this is the continuation of my previous video. So in this video I'm going to explain about how you can call the WCF service method and also how you can post the data to that method. So for now I want to show it for insert person. Okay, so this is the insert method. This is the insert method, right? So for this I need to call this method using JQuery the client side, and I need to post the data as in the form of person object so that it will be inserted into the database. So for that I'm just keeping the breakpoint, so just stop the execution here. Okay, so let's start writing code for that, for consuming it. So for inserting a person in the HTML page, I want to have three text fields. So for inserting the person details, I need to have three text boxes in the HTML page, and so for that I'm just adding three text boxes. Okay, input type equal to text, and I'm giving the ID as text1, and the another input text field for the name of the person, giving the ID as txt2, and another input text field for inserting the address of the person, so it is type text, and the ID I'm giving it as txt3. Okay, so this is for ID, this is for name, this is for address. Okay, and I want to have a button, input type equal to button, the value is insert person, and the ID is ptn insert. Okay, so let me run this and show how the HTML page appears. So if you see, I need to fill this data, and I need to fill the name, I need to fill the address, and when I click on insert persons, then it must insert the data into this. I mean it must post the data to the service, and from the service it must insert into the database, right? So for now it is nothing is happening. So as soon as I click on this insert person, I mean it have to, on this click of insert person, it have to call the service method, and from there it have to post the data to that method, and from the service it have to insert into the table, right? So for that I'm writing the code for using AJAX jQuery for just calling the method. So for that, again I'm going here, so I'm selecting the button first. So the ID is, let me copy the ID of the button, ptn insert. Okay, it's ptn insert dot click function. Okay, so here I want to use AJAX for calling the service. So in the AJAX, as you see, I need to give the URL type, and I'm just copying this for now. Okay, so let's get the URL of the insert person. So the URL is rest slash, let me check in the URI template. So this is the URI template for insert person method, so followed by the URL. So this method is not allowed as it is post method, so it is only allowed by the fielder, or you can call it from the service. So I'm just calling the just copying this URL for pasting it in my AJAX control. Okay, so I'm placing it with my URL. Okay, so and the type is post. If you see, the type is post for that. So if you see it is post, so I need to make it as post. Post, and I don't need this accept application JSON anymore. I mean, this time I'm not accepting any data, right? This time I'm just posting the data to the service. So I need to provide content type. So I mean, just I'm letting the service know that from the browser it is sending the data in the form of JSON. I mean, the request is sent in the form of JSON. So that's the reason I'm using content type, and I need to mention the data type. So the data type is JSON. Okay, and I need to pass the data, right? So for that, I'm using data. So here I need to pass the JSON object. I mean, whatever insert person, whatever details I want to insert, I need to pass that data here in the form of JSON. So if you see, I'm inserting the values into these three fields, right? So I'm inserting the values into these three fields. So I want to get the data. I just want to select the data from these three fields, and I just want to insert that data in the JSON object. So for that, I will just select the values of these input fields, and I will store them in a local variables over there. So let me get the data, and I will store them in the local variables. Okay. So the data. Yes. Okay. So in the data, I have to populate from the text fields, right? So for that, I'm just getting the data. Select where ID is equal to. If you see, my text field 1 is having ID, right? So I'm selecting that text 1 dot value. So if you see, it's like, so this is ID, right? So I'm selecting this field and getting the value of that field and just storing in the local variable ID. That's it. And the next thing is var name. I'm selecting, sorry, it's a JQuery over here. So JQuery, I'm selecting that field again. It's text2 txt2 for the address field value. Okay, the third one is address, again selecting that field. Okay, hash. So I'm just selecting the values from the text fields, and I'm just assigning to these local variables. So I will just use this to I'll just use these three fields in the JSON object, the data. So if you see the JSON object, I'm just copying a simple JSON object. It's in this form, right? So the first one is ID, second one is name, okay. So ID, name and address. So the ID must be this one, right? So for that, I'm using this double quotations between single quotations, and where I can pass that ID. So I just need to populate the ID, right? So there is some mistake. So I'm passing single quotations between these quotations just to pass this value dynamically to this ID. Okay, so same for the name. Just I'm making this in the form of JSON object, so it will accept only in the form of JSON object, right? So that's the reason I'm doing all these things. And here address. Okay, so if you see, just I'm populating this ID to this ID by this way, and I'm populating the name over here to this name key, and I'm populating the address to this address. So this is a JSON object, so my JSON object is ready, so I can send this data to the service. So for that, if the request is success, then I have to send this data, right? So okay, so I'm having some error here. I don't know why this is here. So I'm writing the success again. Okay, so for now I'm not getting any data from the service, right? Just I'm posting the data to the service for inserting the person, right? So just alerting something to the view saying that insert, if it is success, I have to just assume that it is inserted successfully, right? So anyway, I'm not expecting any data, so just I'm displaying a alert message like inserted successfully. Okay, and if there is error, it says again something went wrong, like that. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'm done with the code. I filled all the details that I have to fill, and just I'm getting the data. I'm selecting the data from the text fields, and I'm populating to the JSON object, and I'm sending that JSON object to the service. Okay, so let me test this actually whether it's working or not. So let me test this in Internet Explorer. Okay, I'm testing it in Internet Explorer. Actually, there is some when I was trying to do that, there is some problem. I don't know why it is not working in Chrome, but it is working in Internet Explorer, this post method only. So that's the reason I'm using Internet Explorer for that. So this post method especially. So let me run the browser. So I don't know why it's not working in the Chrome. So I just want to show it in Internet Explorer. Okay. So I'm inserting some value, some ID, and some name. So let me click on insert. So I got an error again, something went wrong. So let's check what's that. To reload it again. Insert. So here I got error. The request due to invalid syntax. Such a post. Okay, there's something wrong. Let me get into that. So here you can assume that it is just at least calling the it is just going for the click function. So I think there is some settings that is missing in the server. So let me check that. So seems there is some syntax error actually. So let me check in the browser what. So this here is my code. So I got a spelling mistake here. It's application APP-LICIT1. So just I'm missing P over there. Okay, let me run that again. I'm saving it and I'm running in Internet Explorer. I'm inserting the data again. RAM. Yeah, okay. It again says something went wrong. Let me copy in this. So most of the time we will get a lot of exceptions, but I mean by getting across all these exceptions we can learn a lot, right? So better to get these exceptions. Again something went wrong. Let me check what it is. So there's a small mistake actually come across that. So if you see the content type, the C must be small letter. That's the only mistake I've done. So let me try it again. So I'm saving that. I've changed the value of C from capital letter to small letter. Let me run it again. So RAM, and yeah, so it is successfully hitting the breakpoint. So the service, my AJAX call is working well. So let me see the data what I got in this person object. See, I got the data also that I was sending from the UI. So everything seems to be good. Let me run this and check whether everything is working fine or not. Again it says something went wrong. Let's check what is that. So let me check here. But I got the data in the database, but says, I mean, it is not getting to the success way. Why? Because I need to enable one more setting in the HTML page. So one second. I mean, the response is not accepting by the browser. So for that, for accepting the response by the browser, I need to add one more setting here. So the setting is JQuery dot support dot course. So again, for accepting the cross domains, that's it. I need to set it for true. So setting just for true. Okay, let me save now, and I want to insert one more object again. I just want to display a successful message. That's the reason it is inserting into the database successfully, but when I'm getting the response to the browser, it is coming to the error field. So I want to come into the successful, right? So that's the reason I'm enabling the setting where just to let the course true, I mean cross domain to true. So let me fill one more value and check whether everything is working or not. Insert person, so it was hitting the breakpoint. Again it says something went wrong. So there is some error actually, but if you see in the database, it is getting inserted successfully. I mean, I got the data in the database, so everything is working fine, but there is some error. It is going to error message. I don't know why it is. For now I'm removing that, and let me run it again. I'm inserting one more field 1012 and say JK, and the address is India. So it is hitting the breakpoint. Yeah, so let me check in the database. So here you can see the data was inserted successfully. So if you see my service, I mean my AJAX call is working successfully. It is getting to the, it is calling the service method, and it is posting the data to the service method, and it is inserting into the database. So that's it. I mean, it is simple. So you can see in the first time in this AJAX call I was getting the details from the service, and here I'm inserting the details to the service. So everything is working fine, but there is some error in this something error. It is not getting to the success, it is going to the error. I don't know why. I will check it out, and I can post in the next video if I find the error. But for now this is working fine, right? It is sending the data to the service, and it is getting inserted to the database. So everything is good for now. So that's it about this video. So in the next video I'm planning to show you about how you can consume the WCF RESTful service using HTTP client directly in an application like MVC application or console application. So by just using HTTP client, how you can consume this WCF REST services. So I'll be showing in the next video. Actually, I'm planning for that. Maybe I'll be posting it soon. And also, so I was showing for get persons and insert persons, right? So if you are good with this insert person, it is very much same for updating the person and also for deleting the person. It is very much same process. Just you need to post the data that you want to delete, or just you need to post the data that you want to update. It's the same way. So I'm skipping that one. So that's it about this video. So thanks a lot for watching my video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.